What's going on, guys? Gomes here, back at it again with another MLB The Show 18 Diamond Dynasty video. And today I am going to be going ahead and make a part 2 installment to a video I went ahead and did a couple of weeks earlier, and that is the top 5 players to go ahead and invest in order to make a bunch of stubs. Now the way that's really going to work is I'm going to be telling you some guys that I'm really high on, that I think are going to have good seasons and might be lower overalls now, and are later going to go gold or going to go diamond, and you're basically going to buy them low now while they're lower overalls, and once the roster updates come into play and make those guys higher overalls that truly reflect who they are, their prices will in turn take a jump, and you are going to make a ton of stubs. I love investing stubs, and I think you guys are going to head and make a bunch of stubs doing this method. Now the first roster update is not quite yet, but it is going to be happening soon. San Diego Studios did say it is going to be in the month of April. Of course, we're looking at the latter half of April right now. It either could be a couple of days from now on Friday, or it's going to be next week, but roster updates are always on Friday. Although keep in mind, for this first roster update, probably not going to be anything too crazy, as of course it is a small sample size. We've only had a couple of weeks of the 2018 MLB season, so they can't really make too many jumps and too many judgments because they don't want to go ahead and be completely wrong. But let's go ahead now to the community market, and let's go ahead and get right into the top 5 players part 2. Another top 5 players that I go ahead and recommend that you guys grab right now to go ahead and invest in and in turn make a bunch of stubs. So for the first player, we're going to go ahead and be looking at the outfield in the National League East. Of course, the Philadelphia Phillies, we are looking at Reese Hoskins. Now, Reese Hoskins had a very good year last year. I think he had the Player of the Month, if I'm not wrong. I think it was for the month of August, but I could be wrong at that. You guys can correct me if I am. But let's go ahead and take a look at his real-life stats. Versus righties, we're going to be looking at splits for everything. Versus righties this year, he's currently batting .361 with the .611 slugging percentage in 36 at-bats. He only has 1 home run, but he has 6 doubles as well. He does have 9 strikeouts, 12 in total. He has 3 against lefties in only 8 at-bats. Like I said, small sample size, but 52 vision right now in the game. I do expect that to go up once the season gets on, once he gets more experience into baseball, or in the major leagues rather. I think he's going to strike out less. The 71 and 47 contact, he's only batting .250 against lefties. I do think that's going to go up considerably, although the 90 power against lefties is probably going to stay put. It'd be pretty hard for him to top that, as it always is for kind of inverse splits. But I do think Reese Hoskins has a very good chance of going gold. I don't think diamond is necessarily going to be the target this year for Reese Hoskins, possibly next year. Right now he's betting about 330. If he continue that the whole year, he could go diamond possibly. He's at a 77 right now, would need to jump 8 overalls to get to 85, but I don't think he's going to get diamond this year. Gold is very possible though, and really what we're going to be looking at is increasing as his vision, contact lefties, and even his stats versus righties too. He's batting .361 right now, and I think he can keep that up for a little while, which is kind of weird because this isn't the prototypical splits that you're going to have for a righty batter. Usually they're going to hit a lot better against lefties, but Reese Hoskins is going to be an exception to that. Either way, nonetheless, really high on Reese Hoskins. I think he's going to have a really good year. He's going for about 1,500 stubs right now. He is more expensive. That's mainly just because of Phillies collection. There's really nobody good on there because Phillies don't really have a good team. I'm just saying. So that's why his price is inflated, and because people are high on him. But go ahead and grab him now before he goes gold. I guarantee you, you're going to make a good amount of stubs. Going over to the Atlanta Braves now, there's 2 guys who I thought of. I thought of Dansby Swanson. I'll be honest, I wasn't too high on him coming into the year because last year he really let me down, but he's been batting about 330, 340 so far. Maybe on another installment of this, I can go ahead and put him on, but today we're going to be looking at Ozzie Albies, a second baseman, switch hitter for the Atlanta Braves. Now looking at his stats in the game, he's got 60 and 59 contact, 45 power aside, 81 speed, which is pretty good. Obviously that's probably not going to go up, but for gameplay wise, it's pretty good, as well as 68 vision. Now looking at his real life stats, currently against righties, not batting too well, 235. That isn't terrible, but he has 9 strikeouts and 51 at bats. Could be better. He is hitting, or he does have a slugging percentage of 451, 3 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs. Against righties, not too bad, considering that probably is, or that is his weak side. Now against lefties, batting much better, 1500 slugging percentage, batting 625 and 16 at bats. He already has 3 home runs and 5 doubles. So of course that's really his power side, and hell, really even his contact side as well. He's a switch hitter. Lefties is his specialty that he goes ahead and hits. 59 and 45 power, or 59 contact and 45 power versus lefties. That's gonna go way up, I promise you that. And also his power in general, 45 aside, is pretty disrespectful for Ozzie Albies right now. I would expect that to be a lot higher. His contact versus right now is probably gonna sit. I don't really see it changing. His vision, 11 strikeouts and about 70 at bats. 68 vision, that's probably about fair. I really don't see that changing right now, and I don't see him really changing a strikeout rate right now. It's not bad, but I don't really see it changing much. But Ozzie Albies, I'm really excited to keep watching. He kind of broke out on me this year. I didn't expect that much from him that quick. But yeah, he's been playing really well. Going for about 625 right now, not too bad. Now, I think he's going to go silver in the first couple weeks. Not gold right away because they don't want to jump things too quick. But I definitely think Ozzie Albies is going to go ahead and go gold. Diamond, probably not, but gold, absolutely. Go ahead and go into the American League West. The Oakland A's third baseman, Matt Chapman. You guys see that diamond defense? Of course, that's going to help him out a lot overall, because all he really needs to boost overall is hitting. He already has really good fielding to go ahead and inflate his overall, as well as 73 speed versus 73 speed for third baseman. That's really good, but his stats are really disrespectful, actually, I find. We're going to go ahead and see versus right-handed hitters. He's batting 298 right now, a 681 slugging percentage, 5 home runs, a double, and a triple. So he's hitting a lot of power versus righties, and only 61 in the game. Trust me, that is going to go up, as well as 48 contact. Yeah, he has 9 strikeouts and about 47 at bats. That isn't crazy. His vision isn't that high right now. Right now, I don't see it going up too much. And about 60, 65 at bats. He has 15 about strikeouts, so that's probably about fair. 40, of course, gameplay wise isn't the best, but this year you don't really need vision. All you need is power, and he should be receiving a lot more of that. He doesn't have any home runs versus lefties right now in 16 at bats. He does have a double O. He is hitting 375 though. Well, he might not be hitting for too much power, where 56 might stay. He is still hitting for quite a good clip, so I can see his contact versus lefties going up. So really what we're looking for here is righties. I think he's going to be a lot improved. Of course, another case of righties hitting better against righties rather than lefties, which is weird. That's not usually what you see. And gameplay wise, might not be the most attractive, but right now we're only looking at market, and we're only looking at making stubs. So Matt Chapman, I think, is going to be a really good candidate. That power, I could see going close to the 80s in that contact versus right as well. Possibly go ahead and get into the 70s. Matt Chapman has been really good so far this year, and he's only going for about 590 stubs. Another case, I think that card is going to go silver pretty soon, and then go ahead and go gold. Once again, I don't think he's going to go diamond, but trust me, he will go gold this year. Going into my Houston Astros, man, Gerrit Cole. Now, the thing about Gerrit Cole that you guys probably think is different right away, right off the bat, really, we've been looking at kind of rookies, you know, Matt Chapman, Reese Hoskins, Berrios in the last installment, younger guys. Gerrit Cole's had some experience in the league, and he's a little bit different for another reason. Gerrit Cole, I do think, is going to go diamond for a couple of reasons. One, how he's pitching so far this year, which I'll get into in a second, but the thing about Gerrit Cole, he's going to have the postseason effect. Kind of like Justin Verlander last year. He wouldn't have went diamond if it wasn't for the postseason. Gerrit Cole, being on the Astros, is going to pitch deep into October, probably into November, so he's going to have a lot more time to shine. And his stats this year are insane. 15 strikeouts per 9 innings, absolutely insane. 9 strikeouts per every walk, 36 strikeouts to 4 walks. And he has a whip of 0.66. He's not allowing hits, and he's striking out a lot of batters. 61 and 66 hits in K per 9. I guarantee you that is going to go up at least to the 80s, probably close to the 90s for K per 9, probably high 70s, maybe even to the 80s for hits per 9. He's already a 78 silver. I think this card is going to go gold, absolutely, no doubt in my mind, and I really think he is going to go diamond as well. Not to mention, gameplay wise, this is also going to be a good card. Gerrit Cole, really high on him. I do recommend that you go ahead and pick up this card. He's one of the rare ones who isn't necessarily a gold, so you might not see him as a diamond candidate, but Gerrit Cole, trust me on this. Playing for the Astros, being deep into the postseason, getting more just coverage, and the way he's pitching right now, huge addition to the Stros. Going for about 1,500 right now. Trust me, that price is going to go way up. Buy him now. Buy him now. Be safe. Be smart with your stubs. Buy him now and make a ton later. Gerrit Cole is going to go diamond in my opinion. And for the final one, we got Jameson Taillon for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, I'll be honest. Last year, he had a Rising Star card. Before, I never really heard of him in my life. Being completely honest, but he's really got my eyes on him this year. So far, Jameson Taillon in 3 starts has been looking pretty good. Now, unlike Gerrit Cole, he's not really striking out batters at an insane rate. Only 8 per 9 innings, which still isn't bad by any means, but he currently only has 18 in 3 starts. He only has 5 walks, but he's only getting 3 strikeouts, about 4 strikeouts per every walk, which isn't great, but he's more of a pitch to contact guy. Think of a Bartolo Colon. He's in his like mid 40s and he's still balling. He's not striking anybody out, but he's getting through innings. He's eating innings. He's eating a lot of other stuff than innings, Bartolo, of course, but he's not giving up runs, which is the main thing. Taillon, his whip is also really good. He's not allowing many hits at all. He currently has a whip of 0.68. Only 4 hits per 9 innings, 53 hits per 9. That's definitely going to go up. 61K per 9. That probably will go up a little bit as well, but not too much. Really, his hits per 9, I can see that going up into the 80s. And Taillon only a 75 overall silver right now. I definitely can see this card going ahead and going gold in the future. Now, he also could get some benefits from some non-gameplay stats, such as home runs per 9. He only has 1 given up so far. So, I mean, it doesn't affect gameplay, but it will affect his overall, and in turn, go ahead and affect the marketplace, which in turn will go ahead and make you a bunch of stubs. So, Jameson Taillon, I am pretty high on. I do think he's going to be a good market player for you guys to go ahead and work with and make some stubs off of. But that is the second installment of my top 5 players that I go ahead and recommend you guys go ahead and buy now, while they're cheap, while they're lower overall, so you can reap the rewards and sell them once they receive their due overalls after they're playing really well so far this season. Most of these guys have already been tearing it up, and I expect them to keep doing it. Now, if you guys do want a 3rd installment of this series, go ahead and leave a like down below. I really would appreciate it. Also, comment some guys who you think are having really good seasons or are going to have really good seasons and are going to make huge adjustments to the marketplace and their overalls. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I hope you guys have a rest of your day. And I literally, guys, come out.